Flamma, the gladiator who refused freedom. He was offered freedom, not once, not twice, but 4 times. And every time, he said no. His name was Flamma, and his story remains one of the most haunting in the history of ancient Rome. Because Flamma, the gladiator who could have walked away, chose instead to fight until he died. To understand Flamma, you have to understand what it meant to be a gladiator in Rome. The Colosseum wasn't just an arena, it was a machine that turned blood into entertainment. Tens of thousands gathered to watch men die for applause. Slaves, criminals, and prisoners of war. They were given armor, a sword, and one cruel promise: win, and you live to fight again. Lose, and your blood feeds the sand. Flamma was one of those men, but unlike many, he didn't come from Rome. He was a Syrian soldier, captured by the Romans and forced into the arena. He had no name, no family, and no freedom. Only the next fight. In the arena, Flamma was a natural. He fought with the sikha, a short curved sword used by a type of gladiator called the Thracian. He was small, quick, and deadly. The crowd loved him, not because he was noble, but because he refused to die. One victory turned into 2. 2 became 10, then 20. He fought over 34 battles, winning 21, drawing 9, and losing only 4. In a world where most gladiators didn't survive past their first or second fight, Flamma was a legend. Roman crowds adored him. They shouted his name. They demanded he be honored with the rudis, a wooden sword that symbolized freedom. Receiving the rudis meant a gladiator could walk away. He'd earned his life back. He could never be forced to fight again. Flamma earned it, not once, but 4 times, and 4 times he gave it back. He refused his freedom. Why? Why would any man choose the sword over peace, the arena over a home, the roar of crowds over the quiet of freedom? No one can say for sure, but there are clues. Freedom in Rome wasn't simple. If you left the arena, where would you go? Most freed gladiators had no land, no family, no money. To Rome, you were still a foreigner, a nobody. But inside the arena, Flamma was a god. He had food, fame, purpose, and the respect that no slave could ever dream of. In the sand, he wasn't a captive. He was in control. Maybe that's why he stayed. The arena was his world. The sword was his identity, and he chose it again and again. Each time Flamma fought, he faced death with calm precision. He wasn't reckless or wild. He was skilled, disciplined, almost serene. To the crowd, he was the perfect Roman fantasy. A man who embraced honor through combat. To himself, maybe he was proving something deeper, that even as a slave, he could own his destiny. He couldn't control being captured. He couldn't control being enslaved. But he could control how he faced death. And that to Flamma might have been true freedom. His legend grew with every fight. Romans said Flamma's courage was unmatched, that even nobles stood to honor him when he entered the arena. By the time he accepted his final fight, he was around 30 years old. An ancient man by gladiator standards. The records don't tell us exactly how he died, only that he fought bravely until the end, and that the crowd gave him the ultimate salute. His tombstone, found near Sicily, was simple. It read, Flamma, Syrian by birth, died at age 30, fought 34 times, freed 4 times, but chose to stay. Flamma's story isn't just about blood and sand, it's about choice. In a world where slaves had none, he found power in the one thing Rome couldn't take, his will. He refused freedom not because he loved chains, but because he defined his own meaning of freedom. For him, freedom wasn't walking away. It was standing tall in the face of death and fighting on his own terms. Most gladiators are remembered for how they died. Flamma is remembered for how he lived. He lived with purpose. He lived without fear. And when Rome offered him escape, he chose instead to remain a symbol of strength, of control, of unbroken will. To this day, historians still ask why he stayed. But maybe the answer isn't in his mind. It's in his heart. Because sometimes freedom isn't about leaving the arena. It's about choosing your own fight. That was Flamma, the gladiator who refused freedom.